I'm gonna get some backlash from this, I'm sure, but I actually put my poem into ChatGPT and told it to do a couple of different things. The thing with ChatGPT, in my opinion, is it's just another tool to be creative. I like using ChatGPT to help stir up some creativity, and then it's still my voice on the back end of it. Hey, what's going on, everyone? A couple days ago, I put out a video about this poem that I had written about this concept of how when it snows, if you're out in the country or you're out away from civilization, the snow really deadens all the sound, and there's this really cool piece that comes with that. So I encourage you to go watch that video. But I said I was going to make a song out of it. And this is the first time where I've really done this, where I went from that poem to a fleshed out choral piece in about 10 hours, I'd say. And I just wanted to walk you through how I did that in case you have if you're dealing with writer's block or something like that. Here's kind of how I push myself through it. So the first thing I actually did was, I'm gonna get some backlash from this, I'm sure, but I actually put my poem into ChatGPT and told it to do a couple of different things. The words that I ended up with are not what ChatGPT spit out, so I want to make sure that there's still the artistic taste that went into it. But the thing with ChatGPT, in my opinion, is it's just another tool to be creative. I can imagine if you're an artist, a painter or a drawer, and 20 years ago when you could start, or even, more recently when you could start drawing on an iPad or something like that, there's probably a little bit of, oh, this isn't true art. So I kind of take that with a grain of salt. I like using ChatGPT to help stir up some creativity, and then it's still my voice on the back end of it. So here's just a couple, I'll throw some screenshots into the video here so you got it. But I took my poem, I threw it into ChatGPT with the prompt that says, can you turn my paragraph into a rhyming poem? And so it spit out one version of it. Didn't quite like that. I said, can you make it more kid-friendly? Because I was hoping to do this with my elementary choir at some point. Spit out another poem. I just literally said, try again. That's all I said. I said, try again. No, I don't like that one. I said, here's another kid-friendly one. And then I said, didn't like that one. And I said, can you go back to the original poem and try again from there? And that's when I spit out these 4 stanzas, which maybe I'll switch over to a screen share so you can see it. And you can see the side-by-side of these stanzas, and they differ a lot. So I played with this. I probably spent a total of 2 hours on the text alone before I jumped into the writing process. So the poem that I ended up with is, I'll read it for you, and I'll put it on the screen so you can kind of see the side-by-side. But the final poem is, peace, peace. Snowflakes gently kiss the ground, soft winds make a whispering sound. Night is ghostly quiet still, darkness sharpens the icy chill. Shadows dance in silver glow, so nimble on the velvet snow. Despite the fear of the unknown, peace abounds on nature's throne. I ponder life's short permanence. I am so small, the world immense. It's hard to find a purpose grand, but here a grateful soul I stand. Thankful for the days we see, even when it's hard, I am free. My soul is full, for now I know transcendent peace like fresh laid snow. So I took that poem then and was able to create 4 stanzas of choral music out of it. And I just wanted to walk you through kind of what that process was, because again, I spent maybe 2 hours working on the text, making sure I got that where I liked it. And then I spent probably a total of 6 hours writing the music itself. And then another 2 just going back and editing and with a what's the phrase? Fine-tooth comb? I feel like that's the right phrase. Editing it and making sure that it looks presentable like a published piece. So I'm gonna jump to a screen share now so you get a better sense of what it looks like on the computer. All right, so here we are, and obviously I am in my classroom, not my basement that the last couple videos have been in, that little dungeon that I call a music studio for the time being, until I get income from subscribers like you. to fill out that basin. Anyway, so here's my winter piece in Sibelius. This is I probably still have a little bit of editing that I want to do with it. But again, here's kind of what I ended up with. So I had this opening three notes. This is what I started with from the very beginning before I even wrote the poem. Is this just I love I love that tonality. It's open, it's not major or minor, it's just ambiguous. Um, and like the whole thing kind of got fleshed out from there. Um, some interesting harmonies with this. The piece doesn't really grow or like feel like that's pretty stereotypical of a choral piece is that it starts out soft. It probably has it grows, it grows, it grows, and it either finishes the strongest or maybe it dies off a little bit. This really just kind of stays right where it's supposed to be, right? With this like pensive, almost melancholy but calm kind of state, which I think makes it a little bit unique from most writings probably. But you can kind of see I'll just play Sibelius. Hopefully the sound is sharing. I think it is. Let me just check that. Is that how do I check that? That's audio. Audio is sharing. I think it's sharing. Um, anyway, so I'll just play through it on Sibelius. And of course, it's not your beautiful choral sound, but I'll kind of walk you through it as it's playing. And kind of let you know, I basically did write this from beginning to end. Um, other than I had an idea of what I wanted to do with the last stanza, because the last stanza is kind of where kind of all comes together where you get this immense peace from the snow, but then you also realize, wow, like what a joy it is to experience life in this moment. So it kind of picks up there. But okay, I'll stop talking now. Let's listen. That's the very end of the song. That's not where you want to listen. Sorry. Beginning. Here we go. So I like I'm gonna pause right there just because I like having all these pauses. I think the silence is such an important part of music that creates contrast that isn't utilized enough. So especially on like Ghostly, um, making that when we sing it very breathy, and then silent is followed by four full beats of silence. There's some writing in there that I like. Let's keep going. So it starts out similar to the first stanza, but then changes slightly. And I loved throwing in this open D flat, A flat, C, like this. It's almost like a major seventh, but again, we don't have that third, so we don't really know. And it's out of context with the rest of it. It's a little jarring, but still really pretty in my opinion. And again, as I'm writing all of this, I'm really trying to be cognizant of the voicing that I chose. So I have SSA. I think female voices for this just would sound better. You could also do like a TB or like a tenor baritone bass. Um, obviously dropping it the octave, but I really like the women's voice. But again, making sure that I'm not writing really huge leaps, especially if it's going to be performed by a younger choir. Big leaps are hard to sing accurately, and they're harder to they're harder to tune, right? That's the big thing. So I was cognizant of making sure all the voicings were really only moving mostly either unison, stepwise, maybe a third or a fourth here or there. Key change for the new idea. Really considered that high G, fresh laid snow. It's a high note. And really this is the piece, right? This, I didn't want this to be super bombastic. And if you're singing up there, it kind of is naturally just gonna be very big. So kind of it's counter to what you might expect, right? It's this transcendent piece. Again, these harmonies are not easy for especially a young choir. I really like it coming down there instead of going up. It's just so much more relaxing in some way. And then we'll wrap it up here with these peaceful moments. Is this chord from earlier? High sopranos hold that out while second sopranos, altos remind us how peaceful it can be. So there we go. So what I'm planning on doing it just so that you guys have a better understanding of what it sounds like is I I've seen it around. I've never played around with it before, but I think it's the A Cappella app where I'll do the voicings and sing it. But again, I'm not the soprano alto that I really envisioned for this piece. So if you like the sound of it, please reach out. I would love if you want to perform this piece. If you're getting it from this YouTube video, I'll give it to you for free. And then if you would love to send me a recording, I definitely appreciate it. And yeah, just reach out to me. Harmonia Music LLC at Gmail is my email. It should be somewhere in the YouTube page. You can reach out to me there. So otherwise, if I get around to it, I'll put me singing the piece a little bit better up in this screen right here. Please click that, take a listen. And as always, would definitely appreciate subscribe, like, comment, all the good stuff, just because I love sharing this. And hopefully if you are a writer yourself, you're getting some ideas, you're getting some value out of it. And if you are, appreciate that follow. So check it out. Again, email me if you want to perform it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.